We know it is the hottest trend, no matter what industry really we're talking about, but definitely in pharma, the transformation of drug development from a predominantly human-driven industry to something that will become a more sequential, AI-supported kind of pipeline. AI in pharma is really going to grow from right now about like $4 billion to 25, almost $26 billion by 2030. What's going on at the FDA seems to be changing by the minute.
Hi, I'm Amy Nicholas with Drug Development and Delivery, and I'm here today with Cindy Dubin, our editor. And we are very excited to have you, Cindy. Cindy has 25 years experience in the bio and pharma area, especially with early stage drug development. Probably seen her, read her articles in many, many places. And so we're really excited, Cindy. We're really excited to have you. Now, you've got a front seat row into what pharma and biotech leaders are planning. So we wanted to know today, looking ahead into 2026, what are some of the biggest shifts you're hearing about in drug development? And maybe just to drive a bit deeper, just to kick it off, is how will AI and data analytics integration be, as far as drug development and delivery innovation, how will that persuade what's happening moving forward?
So you went right for the jugular right out of the gate there.
That's what everyone wants to know.
Well, we know it is the hottest trend, no matter what industry really we're talking about, but definitely in pharma, they are discussing it in all areas from discovery to development. And in fact, the February issue of Drug Development and Delivery magazine is going to feature our first deep dive kind of article into the topic of AI in discovery and development. The folks we talked to said that this year they expect the transformation of drug development from a predominantly human-driven industry to something that will become more sequential, into a continuously learning, agentic, AI-supported kind of pipeline. In that report, we also discuss how AI in pharma is really going to grow from right now about like $4 billion to 25, almost $26 billion by 2030. Analysts McKinsey and Company, though, do point out that as of now, though, drug makers have really yet to see substantially shorter development timelines or improvements in preclinical or clinical success rates. That same issue of drug development and delivery, we also feature our annual Trends article. And for this one, we collaborated with several leading life scientists. And of course, they addressed the topic of AI. And they said that drug discovery programs are increasingly divided into smaller, faster moving stages so that access to quality data is more important than ever. They also said that they see organizations relying more on digital tools to generate insights from limited early stage experiments and to interpret those output in ways that guide funding decisions and downstream development. We're also seeing AI really rapidly shaping drug discovery and innovation and how that occurs. And that shift is just going to ripple across the entire pharmaceutical supply chain, from CDMOs, moving from operational support into more sophisticated applications that enhance quality, efficiency, and innovation across the development life cycle. Finally, I would say that AI can also help significantly accelerate drug repurposing. AI tools are helping teams recognize when a molecule with setbacks in one program might actually hold promise elsewhere, and that AI enables kind of a quick pivot to that whole area of repurposing.
Okay, wow. Oh, it's such a new world. It's, it is and it isn't, but it's going to be interesting to see how really that all plays out. So how will cell and gene therapies scale from niche treatments to broader platforms? What are we seeing there?
Yeah, these therapies are definitely expanding beyond rare life-threatening diseases to include more common and prevalent conditions to make personalized medicine more accessible. I think it's the American Society of Gene and Cell Therapy that just reported like 70% of current cell therapy clinical trials are now targeting non-oncology indications to include things like osteoarthritis, type 1 diabetes, and Parkinson's disease. Just to give you an example, this past June, Eli Lilly announced a $1 billion acquisition of Verve Therapeutics. And that's a company that develops single-dose gene editing therapies designed to treat chronic conditions. Lilly is seeing Verve 102 as having potential to be the first in vivo gene editing therapy for a broader patient population. And this could shift the treatment paradigm for cardiovascular disease from chronic care to more kind of one and done treatment. And this Lilly situation really speaks to the notion that Big Pharma is seeing the potential for cell and gene therapy beyond rare diseases and niche applications.
Wow. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. Definitely, that sounds incredibly interesting. So next, I want to know about sustainability. That is a big, big keyword, I think, within the entire industry, but sustainability commitments to packaging especially include big topic of conversation. Can you talk about some of the efforts that you're seeing there as far as sustainability is concerned?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've talked to a lot of companies, especially in Europe, that kind of have this sustainability governance going on. But even here in the States, there is rising demand from both consumers and healthcare professionals for packaging that combines functionality with sustainability. And in response, we've started to see some of the key industry players prioritizing the development of pharmaceutical packaging that reduces environmental impact and enhances recyclability, including integrating recycled plastics and glass. A new study from Insight Ace Analytic says that these efforts are prompting them to put a value of $372 billion on the global sustainable pharmaceutical packaging market by 2034.
Wow.
These commitments to sustainability, which used to be kind of like dream pipe aspirations, I guess, are now becoming more grounded strategies. Again, as an example, AbbVie was working towards sustainable packaging solutions as part of its broader environmental sustainability initiatives and wanted to have 100% of its packaging recyclable or made from recycled content by 2025. That trends article that I mentioned earlier that we're featuring in Gen Feb also highlights how a CDMO is taking steps to improve its own and what they're calling science-based target initiatives, or SBTI, as well as those of their clients. And the company has gone ahead and instituted kind of a climate change transition map and has energy efficiency initiatives already underway. They also have a sustainability materials group that's identifying and validating new materials and designs to achieve more sustainable pharmaceutical packaging.
Okay, great. So, and how are the changes at the FDA impacting the review and approval process in drugs in general? I know that we talk a little bit about regulation with sustainability, but the generality of that approval process, what does that look like?
Yeah, so this one's a little bit harder for me to put my finger on because it seems like what's going on at the FDA seems to be changing by the minute. And so what I can tell you just from talking with some folks is that the real-time FDA review pathway and what they're calling platform level designations like advanced manufacturing technology is really a shift toward regulatory models that are designed to support innovation, quality, and digital readiness. These initiatives are expected to elevate process transparency and change management. Manufacturers that can demonstrate statistical control, digital traceability, and sustainability advantage are actually more likely to move faster through the regulatory pathway. Now, I don't want to go on record as saying that that's always going to happen, but that's what I'm being told. They're also telling me that real-time review and platform designations help compress development timelines and allow more innovative technologies to reach patients sooner, which is obviously the goal.
Right.
This is signaling a future, they say, in which regulatory speed will be linked directly to technological maturity. And it should encourage companies to modernize proactively rather than reactively.
Wow. So, I mean, I think you have so much great information. You have a direct line to everybody in, this stage of early drug development and delivery. So getting a great pulse from you as to what you're hearing and seeing really gets us really on that granular level to be able to understand what's happening. So I really appreciate that. And you have so much great information always. And you can we read from you all the time at drugdev.com. I encourage anyone to go to drug-dev.com for obviously the best of Cindy's quality information in anything early stage drug development and delivery. But make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to get that out clearly now. Subscribe to Expert Insights to get more from Cindy and more from the best experts who are going to get you the best insights moving forward. So we look forward to having you on more, Cindy, and thank you so much for your insights today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Amy.
That wraps up our inaugural episode of Drug Development and Delivery Expert Insights. Thank you, Cindy. And if you are interested in sharing your knowledge and expert insights with us, reach out to us at experts@drug-dev.com. Thanks so much.